All right. And we're live. Everyone can see us, theoretically. All right. Can anyone just say something? Just make sure your microphone
Hello.
works. All right.
Hello.
All right. All right.
Hello.
Your microphone, Sam. Your microphone is slightly
Slightly too loud or slightly too soft?
too soft.
How about now?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, everyone, if some of you were already watching. For some reason, the internet decided to make it difficult to start. And we have the overlay for the D&D Beyond ready. That's cool. Everything is working. So, welcome everyone. This is the first stream of Draken Memoria, which is the channel that I made. So, to be transparent with everyone, I know that some technical issues will probably occur during stream. I had problems with resizing windows, and this is my first stream, so be forgiving, please. There might be some strange stuff happening. Also, to be transparent with everyone, there was a pre-stream session. We did a little bit of adventure, just make sure that everyone was, played well together. Sorry, I'm buying time because there is actually just now a technical issue.
A little bit.
And I am very sorry for this. As I said, this is my first stream. I hope you will be forgiving of me. And I do hope that next time will be better.
Ha! You have a notebook next to me.
All right. And if everything wants to play nice with me, we have everything we need. All right, we're gonna start with this. So, for those of you watching, joining us for the first time, I'll make a little introduction. For those who actually visited my Patreon page, this will be old information, so bear with us. The campaign setting is a homebrewed campaign, so don't try and find it anywhere, and there are some homebrewed rules, so of course sometimes some rule will not make sense with what you know, or just be slightly different. So, and here we start. I know I've said this 3 times already. Sorry, I'm nervous. The campaign takes place in a corner of the universe that is, as of a few millennia ago, very forgotten. The realm in which this campaign takes place is divided already from the start by its name, because its name means something different for different person. We have those who believe this world was the result of dragon tampering, and those who believe the world is the result of construct tampering. Each one has named the world differently. Those who believe it's dragons call the world Alvarast, and those who believe the world has been changed by construct call the world Alvarast. The world itself has only one region where people can inhabit it. It is a very large region of the world covered with small islands. All of these islands came from a gargantuous, sorry for my accent, a gargantuous landmass which fell from the sky many thousand years ago. As it fell, it shattered itself, forming all of the small islands, which eventually became island chains. This region of the world is called the Shattered Continent, and it is where our adventurers will live most of their life and adventures. On a smaller scale, our adventures start in a single island chain, not known by many except for a tree that grows there called Mistle Tree, which gave the island chain its name, the Mistle Island Chain. Fairly young, it has been inhabited for maybe only 450 years, so there has been no major war, no lost civilization, only people trying to make a living. There has been some conflict, minor, mostly racial tension because of borders, and occasional raids, because the world is made out of island chain. Many pirates thrive in this world, making travel between island chains even more dangerous. And for those who live near port cities or in small islands, sometimes a nightmare, but not in this region. This region is fairly peaceful, fairly calm. For the past 100 years, however, a few troubles have started to appear around the world. There is a cult who is sweeping across the land, making trouble, apparently coming from a fallen god. There have also been an increasing number of constructs becoming sentient. This is unusual, as the world is, as far as most people believe, several thousand years old. But those constructs have only been achieving self-awareness for barely 100 years, and not by design. So many are worried, some angry, because constructs have been used by all for every aspect of life, to the point where construct design has become an art. For some, thinking that those constructs were used during a war could have prevented it, saved their loved ones. It is a hard reality to accept. However, our little group of adventurers have been called together by a much more recent event. Throughout the island chain, letters have been sent to adventurers and travelers, asking them to gather at a fairly easy place to find. The only problem for adventurers is that the gathering place is not on the island in which they are. It is on a larger island, an island called Istran. Our adventurer met because they have all found themselves in front of a problem. They need to find a way to get to another island, and the only ship which will take them is a merchant ship who is waiting for its cargo, which some of the party members have discovered have been stolen, most likely, by something which none of them are sure what it is. Their only clue are sling bullets. As we all join them, they are all in an inn. They have just met. They have just realized just how weird each of them are to their own eyes, anyways. And they have just started to think about what they were going to do and how they were going to do it so they can finally buy their way to another island chain. So, for those watching, I'm just going to go around the group, ask everyone to describe their character. If you want, you can also give your actual name, but since I'm only going to use your character name, you can leave that for social media. I don't mind. So we're going to start with Valtteri.
Yes, hello. I'm Valtteri. Valtteri is about 5.7 foot tall, purple bluish tiefling from a little tribe from the island where we are right now. She has long black hair and that have some parts braided in with some decorated flowers she sometimes put in when she has the time. Her eyes are bright white and it almost seems like they're glowing, but they're not. Her face has gentle features, no rough features, and she always seems calm when she has her resting face. Her horns are going to the back, first taking a light curve down and then going up with the tips pointing up into the sky. And they're also decorated with some beautiful bird feathers she collected over the time that are hanging down from her horns, and also some flowers and leaves and berries that she sometimes finds. Her clothing is leather clothing where the main part is a dress, but it is covered with a cloak that it also has a hood she uses when she's traveling, so nobody notices immediately that she's a tiefling. She also has a belt around her waist where she keeps her dagger and her pouch where she has her gold in. And yeah.
If that's it, you don't have to figure out more things to say.
Yeah, no, that's all I have written down.
We have an idea of what your character looks like. It's good like that. All right, so next is Audience, the Paladin.
I am Audience Autumn Draconis. I am 7 feet tall. My age is 15 years. I am covered in bronze scales, as I am a bronze dragon. My eyes are gold and are kind of pure gold, not flecked with gold. I'm male. I have no hair and 2 curling horns that come up above my ears that stretch slightly backwards at about a 30-degree angle. For a bit of my background, I was born in a small town about an hour outside of the Dragonborn capital, which I was sent on a mission. I will not divulge that right now to where I am now to help spread a religion.
Sorry, that was my phone. Unfortunately, I have activated security feature on Twitch and it keeps sending me messages. Sorry for that sound. keep going.
I was
All right.
finished.
So next one is Trevor the Wizard. You're muted.
Sorry, there we go. That should be a little better.
Yep.
Trevor the Wizard, male human, about average height, 5'10", rather skinny, not too sturdy, about 130 pounds, straight brown hair, probably just around shoulder length there, greenish eyes, palish skin, doesn't get outside a whole lot. Dark brown top coat, comes down to about mid-thigh, closed by like 3 large buttons, like an off-white ivory type button-down shirt, dark brown cloth pants, black, just plain black leather boots, long dark brown hooded cloak, little clasp in the middle with a little silver brooch, holding it together, brown leather belt with a few pouches attached, carrying a brown leather shoulder bag, and probably the most noticeable odd thing about him is the owl that's riding on his shoulder. Just different shades of brown for the feathers, but the eyes are definitely a noticeable, unnatural purple color.
Okay.
That's about it.
And last but not least, Tobiyashi the Monk.
Hey, my name's Gabriel. My character is a male human. He has black hair that comes about to his chin, and it's a little bit messy. He has, he's about 5'10", and he has a lighter color skin. His age is 19, and he has come this way because his master sent him on a mission to find out what he needs to do to activate his ability. And wait, can you guys hear me? I can't hear you guys.
Yes.
Okay. And his clothes, he wears a basic monk. I forgot what it's called.
Well, you can just call it monk attire or wrappings.
Just regular monk.
Or...
Yeah, regular monk wrappings. It has like a little circle, like a metal circle right here that holds up the top right here, and it comes down his arm, and underneath that is like a grayish regular kind of robe, and it covers the rest of his body, and that's pretty much it. Just robes.
Monk robes.
Monk robes, yeah.
Basic look for what you'd expect from a monk.
Yeah, it's cheap, it's affordable, it's easy to wash.
Yeah.
It's flexible, yeah.
Just gotta beat it in the river.
Yeah, you can just wash it while you are bathing, so it saves time. Alright, so... And as for me, well, I'm the Dungeon Master, so you'll either hear the players call me DM, Dungeon Master, or GS. I'm not gonna go into what my name is, there is my Patreon for that, and I know it is a little bit confusing unless you know how to speak French. So, but if you want to know it, like I said, just go on my Patreon and you'll have a 15-second course about it. So, when we left off, all of our comrades were around a table. Tobiyashi had just gotten something to eat, and they were just about to talk about how to get the supplies for the ship captain. And this is where we had left off.
Okay.
the floor is yours. Since you don't have any name yet as a group, I don't have anything else to call you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fine. That'll come naturally.
All right.
So, Tobiyashi, I heard you found a wagon outside of town. I think we should go and investigate, because I believe that's probably where we could find some clues to help lead us to the supplies.
Yes, I think that'd be a great idea. Yeah, go back there, scour the area again, see if we can find anything that will lead us to whoever took this.
Are we
Yeah,
all in
guys.
agreement?
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely the most promising start.
Mhm.
No one's dead. That's always good.
Yeah. I mean,
Alright.
I mean, we already have the clue that we found the slingshot ammo there, so that maybe could be a hint.
I will.
That wasn't on your itinerary, so yeah, that was definitely either something that they were either carrying or got dropped in the scuffle, perhaps.
Trevor, your sound is dropping a little bit. Sometimes I have trouble hearing you.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, I will stand up and from the table and get ready to leave.
So you're going
yeah,
to
I'll
do
follow-
exactly the same thing as in every movie? You're going to order food and not eat?
Oh well, I'm gonna eat. I thought I was already eating.
Yeah.
I figured we
I'm-
were discussing this while we were eating.
I'm on a mission. I am a paladin. I'm going for it.
Easy down,
Trevor
take
will-
some rest.
Yeah. Trevor will just take
Wait,
him
what
right
time of
away.
day is it right
He'll
now?
grab a few things and put them in his
PM.
bag
Little-
before he goes of the food.
Yeah, you paid for it. You can bring it. You can bring it with you. Right now, it would probably be around a little past noon,
Okay.
1 o'clock at most.
All right.
We should take some time. We had a long walk to get here, so a little
Yeah.
bit of a rest would be good
Yeah, I think should
for
we start doing this early in the morning?
us. Well, we could still go today when the light is still up, but during the night we shouldn't go out. And the longer we wait, the more clues we could even lose there, so
That's good.
let's just
Yeah.
take like half an hour rest still, finish our meals, and then let's go.
All right.
Fair enough.
Quick
Tobiyashi.
question: How many days do we have again until we have to reach the place we were required to be?
Before you have to reach Grass Hill, it's about a month and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have about a month and a half time-wise. Okay.
Yeah, but you had asked someone about where that was, and they did tell you that it would most likely only take you half that time to get there.
Was that including the ship ride to the island?
That was an estimate made according to the most favorable traveling condition.
So what?
Of course, most favorable traveling conditions. So if nothing goes wrong, if you don't decide to run off somewhere to help some poor helpless people, you're going to get there in 2 weeks. But if you start playing the hero, adventuring, well, who knows?
Alright.
All right.
So I turn to the rest of the group and I'm like, "Tell me, if we're waiting here for 30 minutes, tell me a little bit about yourselves."
I'll slowly like go a little bit
I
back,
continue eating.
just look down and keep eating.
So you see Valtteri suddenly withdrawing within her cowl.
I gave a laugh. Ah, a shy one I see. Have no fear, I do not bite.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up out of my chair, wipe my face off, as you do, and I walk over to him and I bow, My name is Tobiyashi, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know right now. And that's it.
And Trevor will be sitting there, reading a book while they're eating and all, and he'll just say, "My name's Trevor. I was a recent graduate from the Sulston Tower Wizard School over on Rotrid Island, and yeah, I've just got done with that. And was trying to figure out what my next step would be, and it seemed to kind of fell in my lap."
Ah, a wizard. Can you perform any tricks for us? Anything fancy, sparks or colors?
Well, as a matter of fact, while he's saying that, you see a great horned owl looking at you.
With big purple eyes.
And your owl.
Here's
what's his name?
He's one. His name is Tau. Tau.
Tau. Ah, Tau. Excellent. I love owls. Great birds.
Yeah, he is a familiar, a summoned fae that accompanies me.
Looks like an owl to me, but whatever you say. Wizard talk.
He can be almost any creature I need him to be to aid me when needed.
I see.
So, what about you, big man? What is your story?
Ah, so glad you asked. I am from a small town right outside the capital. I was sent here by my master, Drahasavir, who told me I must spread the religion of dragonkind, for as you know, there is no place of worship for dragons, and I am here to make sure that is changed and to create a message that we have living gods who can help us in this world. You do not need to cast your prayers out to those who do not hear them. Come and enlighten yourself in the love and light of the dragonkind.
Trevor just went back to reading his book. He's not even looking at you at that point. He just says, "Okay." Once he hears silence for a little bit, like it sounded like you stopped, and he's like, "Okay."
And then from a corner you hear, "Ooh."
In the meantime, I'm already finished with my food, and I right now start drawing in my little booklet again.
I turn
And
to
I
Tobiyashi.
sometimes keep looking at the owl, trying to memorize how it looks, and keep drawing.
I turn to Tobiyashi and I'm like, "You are a monk. You must be a man of faith. Do you wish to know more of the dragonkind's glory?"
Well, seeing we have the time, I don't mind listening to your faith. Come sit with me and have a meal.
All right. We're already sitting together, but do you wish me
Wait,
to sit closer?
Oh yeah, definitely. No. Yeah.
All right. I'll walk over and sit down next to him. Kind of do the thing where I pull up the chair, turn to face him. Kind of get like real close, so we're looking into each other's eyes, all passionately.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be like,
Alert.
That forked dragon come out and tickle his chin or anything?
not quite.
Not quite that into it.
Not quite that intimate.
So Tobiyashi, you basically have a dragon's head watching you with great expectation and passion. You're not sure if he's going to tell you stories or try to bite your head off. Because you have seen some predators have that look on their face before they pounce.
I'm just gonna keep listening to the story.
All right. So, as you know, many believe that it was the gods who created this world. I have believed that, in fact, it was dragons who were the makers of this world, and for a long time they have kept their silence and their peace as the races of this world have come to worship their own deities, as they have not wished to be involved. But recently, my master came to me, and he told me that it was time for the dragons to be recognized for their strength and love, and for people to actually have a figure where their prayers can be answered. And so I have been sent out to tell people of the power and love of the dragons and create a religion in which they are worshipped from far and wide.
That seems reasonable. So you're sort of a prophet or some sort of thing like that?
I'd more just say I am a bearer of good tidings. What I like to think of myself as.
So something's coming?
I have not been told the full message. They have not granted me that power yet. I have simply been told to spread the word of their love to those in many lands.
Okay. Well, I wish you good luck, and I hope you could spread that word as far as you can.
Do you wish to join me in spreading this faith? I guess that would be persuasion.
Well, usually you don't ask a player to make a persuasion check against another player.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say.
CC on that, and just on whether he feels it or not.
Well, I'm kind of on my own journey right now, but maybe afterwards I could help you a little bit.
I understand. I'll rest my hand on his shoulder. I wish you luck in your journey, but if you ever find those non-believers, if perhaps you wish to just simply mention that the dragons are watching over them, that is all I ask.
I'll try to.
Thank you.
Begin to eat my meal again, and yeah.
All right.
During that, while Trevor's reading this book, he'll just kind of just mutter under his breath. They all have agendas. None of them can be trusted.
Oh my god.
I lightly scoot over to Trevor and show him the drawing I did of his howl and ask him if it looks good and accurate of it.
Well, if it's what you did, you're gonna have to do a performance check.
While you're doing that, Trevor will look at it and then look up at Tal and say, "What do you think?"
Okay, 15.
15. Well,
15.
Tal will look at this and he just tilt his head slightly to the side and say, "Ooh."
I think he thinks it's not too bad. So definitely a good first attempt.
I nodded. And thank you. It's scoot away again.
Yep, he just nods back and goes back to reading.
And go through some of my older drawings and maps that I did, and yeah.
Valtteri, you feel a wave of compassion for you coming from somewhere behind you.
I wonder what that might be. Do I feel something on my shoulders?
No,
Okay.
you are... It stands to reason that with a wizard in the room who has previously made not identification, but detect magic. You would assume that he would have kept this distance, so the spell would not pick him.
Okay.
Or her.
Okay.
All right. So, anyone else want to add something to this, or everyone takes their doggy bags and leaves the inn?
A rat.
Good reads until
Yes.
somebody says, "Let's go." You know.
Yeah. I
Well,
finish my meal. I look around to see if everyone also finished it or if someone is still eating. Is
I
someone
finished
still
mine.
eating? Okay.
No, I'm kind of looking fervently around the room for
I've already
possible
eaten.
targets.
Well, then stand up and let's go.
Are you
All right.
audience? Are you going to try to give it another try with that poor waitress that you were
No,
harassing?
not as of the moment. My mind is on now the mission at hand.
The mission at hand. All right, all right. So the poor woman has a break.
Probably happy to see him leave.
Well, actually, as you all leave, I would say everyone except Tobiyashi make a perception roll.
Solid 4.
That's good.
22.
9 for me. So.
All right. So the reason why I didn't ask Tobiyashi to make a roll is because he has such a high passive perception, so he would have seen this. And the only other one who sees this is Valtteri. As you all leave, you see the waitress look at the sky and say, "Thank you."
I just smile and walk.
I feel a little bit offended.
Oh no, she wasn't. It's easy for you had such a high perception
Okay.
roll. It's not because of you. It's because the Dragonborn left without trying to make a fourth attempt today.
As long as she's looking at the sky and praying to the dragon, I don't mind.
Well, with the perception roll you made, you might actually be convinced you saw her say, "Praise the dragon," and not "Thank you, gods."
I feel as though I have done my job.
Very well. All right. So you leave the inn. It's well, since everyone took their time to eat, so it's probably around 2 in the afternoon. Enough time to eat, make your doggy bags, and prepare whatever you could, which wasn't a lot. So you know that there is probably going to be sling bullets involved and an overturned cart. So,
Great.
do you want to plan something more, buy something, prepare further,
Do I
or
have-
do you just leave town and go there?
I don't have anything to prepare. I'm just gonna.
I'm just expecting that we're gonna investigate and not get into something else, so I'll just probably lead the way because it's just Toby and I who knows, or well, it was also Trevor, I think, who saw
Yeah,
it, so
I've seen it coming in.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who is
in
not.
my own travel,
okay. So yeah.
but
Alright.
Trevor would let them lead the way, and he'd be
Yeah.
behind.
Just behind
Altari and Toby. Yeah.
just
I'm just like-
behind the walls of scale in front of him because he might be a lunatic, but he probably can soak up damage.
He's a mighty big shield in case anything
Yeah.
comes my way.
Meat shield.
Quite
The perfect
literally.
shield.
All right, so you leave town. There's no real problem, and with the time of day that it is, some people have actually started to leave for their home. Usually, business hours doesn't last all the way until sun goes down. It usually starts to die down soon after noon, and usually after 2 or 3 o'clock, there's not a lot of merchants still up. So you leave town. It's fairly actually city because it's the port. It's a port city. So you leave. Of course, you see people. There are a few guards, the occasional gull singing. Something you're not sure what is also singing and making a weird sound. You can't see it, but it's there. You're not sure if you should actually look for it. It does have a slightly weird sound. Oh yes, high. Sorry, it's a high-pitched sound that sounds like goblins screaming, but not screaming word, just screaming for the fun, or I don't know, if someone just stepped on his toes. And it's coming from pretty far up, closer toward the sea. So you leave town with...
Rough? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, get an idea, judge about how far the sound might be away.
Oh, it's fairly close. I'd say you can easily estimate that it's somewhere within the docks. It's flying around those places. It's not out at sea. It's judging from the sound, it's not something big. So you'd say it's probably something flying near the ships where they're docked.
Doesn't sound like it's creating any trouble, just making some racket pretty much, right? Not hearing anything else other than it screeching or whatever.
No. You're not hearing whispers, you're not hearing call to arms or anything like that. It's just a weird sound that you've never really heard before. Not sure if it's supposed to be there, but it's there. Even you, audience, who has been here for several weeks, you haven't heard that sort of screech before. So it's slightly weird, but hey, you come from so far off that you've seen a lot of weird stuff as you were coming in. So it's probably just, oh, alright, well, one day I'll probably know what it is.
Alright.
After all, if I picture the world in my mind, you almost covered a quarter of the world to get to where you are. So you probably saw things that the other haven't.
I kind of look back at it, and I'm just gonna keep walking forward.
Okay.
And Trevor would just look at Tal, like thinking maybe go send him to check it out, and he's like, it's probably nothing. Just keep walking.
Okay. Well, you can always... Well, okay, anyone who has proficiency in nature can make a nature check.
I can.
Go ahead.
Nope.
Nope.
15.
You've only heard of it. You're probably sure it's some sort of flying reptilian animal living between the two islands. You've heard some people refer to it as sequin,
Sequin.
but you've never seen an image of it. It just, the sound that you're hearing, you sort of remembering something that someone in your tribe has described. It's fairly harmless, rare,
Okay.
and it freaks the hell out of those who have never heard it when they hear it in the middle of the sea.
I'll look to the others and I'm like, can you hear that too? I think that's a sequin. I'm not sure, but of what my people in the tribe told me, it sounds like a sequin.
I have no idea what a sequin is.
What are you talking about?
I didn't cover that in school.
It's a reptilian flying creature that people sometimes hear when they're on the sea, and most of the people it just freaks them out when they never heard it before. So, but it's
Should we be
it's
on the watch
harmless.
for it?
No, it's harmless. It doesn't do anything, so
Okay.
we should be good.
All right, let's continue.
All right. So, you leave town. No one's trying to close town, so it's easy to get out. The doors aren't closed. Just like last time, the roads are fairly safe. After an hour of walk, you do hear a slight shuffle in the woods, which would be on your right. No, your left, sorry. Other than that, it's pretty uneventful. You easily make your way back to the overturned cart that you had found. It's slightly on the side of the road. Probably someone who just pushed it aside to make way for whatever they were doing. They didn't want to get involved in this, so they just pushed it aside. Other than that, nothing seems to have been disturbed.
All right. I'll pull out the list that the captain of the merchant ship gave me and walk over to the wagon to see if there are any of the items he said that was on the list.
The wagon has been overturned and has been pillaged completely. So there are no merchandise in it. The manifest itself, when you look at it, you notice that it's mostly food. Yeah, a little alcohol. No weapons. But there are a few components which could be classified as uncommon. And other than that, yeah, it's pretty much it.
All right. I'm gonna look around the area and look for footprints again, but more along the outer edge.
Okay.
That's what I'll say to Tao too. I'm like, take off, make a few circles around, and see if you see any tracks leading away from this area.
Enjoying the silence.
Other than ours.
Okay. Well, in that case, one has the ground and one has the air. So I'm gonna ask a perception roll for Tao and a perception roll for Tobiyashi.
Okay. 16 and the owl.
20. Not natural.
16
Okay.
plus 3 for the owl, which is 19.
Okay. Audience. Since you did take a look inside the cart to see if there was going to be anything, you would have been able to make a perception roll.
And while this is happening, he is viewing through the owl's eyes, so he's just putting his hand on the cart to kind of stabilize himself.
All right, I got
there.
an 11.
Okay.
I'm gonna touch Odin's and use guidance.
What's that, dude?
You can roll a d4, and the number you roll you can add to your ability check of your choice.
Yeah, usually you have to say this before he makes the roll, but this time I'm gonna
No,
allow
it even says it can roll the die before or after making the ability check.
Okay, yes, but before I tell the result. Yes, of course,
Okay.
sorry.
We haven't told the result, so.
Yeah,
For one.
that's all
All
right.
right.
Yeah,
So
just gotta be
I-
quick about it.
I rolled
Right
a
in time.
4. I rolled a 4, so I got a 15. On top
15.
of my own.
So 15 for the cart, 19 for the aerial surveillance, and 20 for the ground surveillance. All right. For the cart, well, like I said, you didn't find anything. You did manage to find 2 more sling bullets made of stone. You did find a little claw mark on the edge of the overturned cart. It's small.
Would I have any knowledge of what it would be from?
I'd say make a nature check.
Nature.
And bless
Ooh,
you.
-1. Love it.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, instead of a 3, I got a 2.
Oh goodness, you have never
Wait.
seen this. It actually looks like the same thing as the cat that those nice people had. That apparently that cat didn't like you because he did try to claw you, but because of your natural scale, it didn't get through. So yeah, that looks like that for you. But you did find those claw mark. They were high on the cart, so either the cat jumped and left a mark while he was trying to climb the cart, or it was already in and made those mark when he was trying to leave. Well, that's probably what you're telling yourself. For the ground surveillance, 20. Well, you actually do find partial footprints in the mud. That in a bit of mud that gathered maybe 5 or 6 feet away from the cart. It's not a lot, but it is a small footprint from a digigrade creature, meaning it's a creature that walks on its toes.
Would I know what it is by looking at the footprints?
I'd say make a nature check.
+1. Let's see. 13.
13. You're not sure, but there is something that might fit the description of this size, because it's a partial footprint, so it's a bit hard, but it's a small creature. When you start looking at it, you lean toward goblin, but they don't walk on their toes. The only creature that you know that is small, walks on their toe, and can be found on this island are kobolds.
Okay.
That's as much as you would be able to figure out.
Okay. I walk back to where everyone's at.
Okay. For the aerial survey. Well, owls do have extremely good eyesight. But since the wood is fairly close, you wouldn't have been able to pick up footprints. But he would have picked a trail of bushes and small tree that have been displaced by something dragging something on the ground. And you do have an idea of where this has been dragged because of this trail.
So after several minutes of trying to just hold it onto the...
I can barely hear you.
Okay. Talking softly. I just got to learn to yell, I guess. I don't know. But,
well,
yeah,
because of your
after
black background, you can probably bring your microphone closer and we won't
yeah,
see it.
true. Yeah. See a little bit of it there. But, Yeah, he was basically just holding on to the cart and went into like a trance when the owl took off. You see his eyes just kind of glaze over, and then when the owl comes back, lands on him, he comes back out. He'll say, "Well, I didn't see any tracks per se of people leaving here, but I did see a trail leading out where it looks like something was dragged through there and damaged a lot of the foliage throughout and made a trail, and it was going that way, and he'll just point the direction that he seen from where they were at."
Would that be the same direction as where I'm walking from right now?
Yes.
Okay. When I get to them, I would say, well, I just saw some footprints coming from back there. And they could either be kobolds or goblins from what I see of the footprints.
I'll come back from the cart and say, I didn't find any of the items we were looking for in the cart. However, I think we could add to the list that we're also looking for a cat, possibly.
Why a cat?
Saw claw marks of a cat.
Makes perfect sense. Cat. I just go to thinking.
Don't think we need another pet. Owls tend to be carnivores. It might be.
I mean, when you already said that it could be kobold or goblin, haven't you thought maybe that it wasn't a cat?
I think there was
Pretty
a cat.
sure it's a cat.
Okay.
I trust him. I don't think he would lie to me. I don't think.
Well, looks like what I spotted and Toby spotted seem to go together, so I would say we should head that way. And
All right.
Let's see if we can locate whatever took this out.
Very well. Should we first come up with a plan, though, in case the what we find are hostile?
The vicious cat or the goblins or kobolds?
Obviously not the cat. It's a cat. What's a cat gonna do to us?
I mean, hey, you never know.
I have met the meanest cat in my life already. Took no damage from it.
Yeah, because it was sharpening its claws on your scales.
Well, I am rather weak in strength, as you see. I think, looking at audience, I think your legs weigh as much as I do, so whatever the plan, I believe you should lead the way.
Of course. I fear no kobolds or goblins. They are but tiny, insignificant creatures.
And known to be evil.
What kind of armor is he wearing, if any? Is he on, like, chainmail or...
Chainmail,
nothing?
I
Yeah,
think.
okay.
So sneaking is not an option.
I believe you
Never-
are
never-
wearing a...
Never
I
is
could go
with
ahead.
paladins.
Chainmail. I'm wearing chainmail.
Yeah.
I have a great sword and I'm wearing chainmail.
Okay. A two-hander and chainmail, gotcha.
I also have a shield and a... Oh, I don't have a... I just have a shield. I can't use it yet. I have no other melee weapon.
Yeah, that's a two-hander, so yeah, you can't really use that in the shield.
I just have a shield slung across my back.
So you have
That's
your
always
fists.
useful. Alright.
Yeah, but...
I mean, I have a
Trevor-
torch. I could fight with a
But-
torch and a shield, but
But yeah, then Trevor, after he says
No.
you lead the way, he kind of looks at you and says, yeah, but if we're going to try and be sneaky about it, and he kind of jingles the chainmail, says that might be a problem.
I do not think we should worry ourselves about kobolds or goblins. If anything, I will speak to them and they will run in fear once they hear of the glory of the dragons.
Aren't they dragons?
Well, it depends. Goblins aren't. Kobold are... Well, they say that kobolds are related to dragons. An inferior kind of dragons.
Okay.
I look
get it.
down upon kobolds as
I
a
mean,
very
we-
inferior.
We could try letting one go ahead and scout and sneak, and maybe they find something and then can come back.
Trevor says, well, I can send a towel up ahead and see through his eyes, but while I'm doing it, we can't be moving because I can't see out of my own eyes while looking at
Yeah.
it. So,
I could carry you.
I was sure he was going to ask this.
I'm
Trevor's
pretty
like,
good at.
I don't think I'm quite comfortable with that yet.
Well,
Thank you
See,
for suggesting it. Thank you for suggesting it.
What, carrying like piggyback or like bridal style?
Whichever way you want.
But yeah, I would say let's get a little closer, then we can figure out the scouts when we get within a reasonable distance. It was still a little ways out from what I could see.
Okay.
Seems like a good idea.
All right. So you decide to leave the road and enter the forest, which is on your left. And you follow this trail of broken branches and pushed aside bushes. You follow it for maybe 30 minutes. Before you start noticing that the trees around you are starting to become thinner. There's less of them. So you're either approaching the end of the forest or a clearing in the forest.
I turn to Trevor and I'm like, perhaps now would be a good time to scout ahead.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Just need something to prop myself on, and he'll look to maybe grab audience first, and then he'll just reach for a tree and kind of hold on to it and say, I can still feel, so if I need to break contact, just tap me on my shoulders or something, and
All right.
he'll tell Tao to take off and let's go have a look. And he'll tell Tao we're going to be sneaky about this.
All right. So roll a stealth check for Tao, and followed by a perception check.
Oh, not 20 on the stealth, so that's a
Ooh.
23.
That's
Finally,
nice.
got 20. All right, now a perception.
I think it's the first natural 20 of the campaign.
Yeah, I got the first natural one as well on the office.
Yeah.
So, all right, that is a 13 plus 3, so 16 for the perception. Or
Okay.
did you say perception or investigation? I couldn't.
Perception.
Okay.
Because he's not rummaging through something. He's just
Gotcha.
looking, using his senses.
Okay.
So, well, you send Tao into the wood, and he leaves so expertly that if you weren't looking through his eyes, you wouldn't know where he went. And as a matter of fact, all of you watching just see him disappear in the woods. It's getting slightly dark where you are. We are roughly 4 in the afternoon. We're not in the middle of summer yet, so it's... the sun has started to wane just a little bit. Not enough for the end of the day, but still. You do notice that the wood is starting to feel a little bit spooky. The shadows around you are starting to gather, and you keep hearing these shuffling sound in the woods. Far between and far off. You can't see them, but you can hear them. And with Tao being able to just leave like this, disappearing without a sound, as if made of mist, well, it sure doesn't help the atmosphere. Oh, well, if that creature can disappear like that, imagine something that's been trained to. That's nice. So Tao flies off. He goes through a little bit of the forest for a while, and then he goes up and over the forest. And this is when you can clearly see that there is a small clearing coming up. Maybe another 10 minutes of walk, and the end of the tree line will be there. What did you have for perception?
It was a 16 total.
16. Well, you don't see anything moving in the clearing. However, you do see several very large rock formation in the center. They are making sort of an alcove shape in the middle, sort of a crescent moon shape at the center. You can see the sky above them, but their shape makes it very useful to protect yourself from weather or hide from almost 3 out of 4 sides if you're walking. You do see a lit fire camp, but you don't see anyone around. You do see 6 carts and a whole bunch of stuff that's been unloaded. That's about all Tao sees.
And after several minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes to fly around and back.
Probably around 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay. To see Tao fly back in, land on my shoulder, and come out of it and say, didn't see any kobolds or goblins or cats as he looks at audience, and but there is a fire going at the clearing, and they do have a shelter of sorts built to, it's either could be like a shelter or a defense type structure, but they are 6 more carts there with a lot of goods with them. How many carts total was missing?
I think about 6, 7. I checked the list.
There were 4.
4. So 2 of the carts aren't ours.
Well, we can take those back too. Or find out who they belong to.
But it would be a good thing to head there, because that would be our next information point, kinda, to see.
Yeah, but if we do go, we do need to be cautious. Like, there was nobody at the clearing, but I did hear noises off in the distance. I wasn't able to see anything in particular, so they might be out and about looking for more supplies at the moment.
Well, I'm sure anyone we find will be quite reasonable with us. I give kind of a wink to the party, and then let's head out.
Right.
Forced reasonable. Aggressive negotiation. All right, so what do you
It
do?
was with their consent.
I guess I'll lead, and
Alright.
I'll kind of tell Trevor to just tell me where to go as I walk, but I'll lead the way.
So what's the marching order?
I'll be in the back making sure, because I have dark vision, that nothing comes from behind.
Okay.
So I'll be on the lookout.
Okay.
I'll be somewhere in the middle between the two.
Yeah. You want to be behind me or in front of me? Trevor.
I don't care. I'm just, as long as I'm not in the very back to get flanked or in the front to take the front, I'm quite happy.
Alright, then I'll be behind you.
All right, so the marching order is Audience, Trevor, Tobiyashi, and Valtteri.
Yes.
All right.
Trevor's making sure to stay exactly in front of, or exactly behind audience, because he's probably wide enough to completely stealth me as we're walking straight
Most likely. Especially with a chainmail and a shield slung on his back.
in. Yeah.
All right, Valtteri, you did say that you are going to be careful about what was behind you, so I'm gonna
Yes.
have you roll a perception check.
Okie dokie. 17.
Oh, okay. Okay. As you are walking, for a fraction of a second, you see bushes moving, and you are certain you saw a shadow moving from one bush to the next. It was roughly between 2 or 3 feet in height.
From my left or my right?
It would be slightly on the right.
Okay, I'm quickly tipping on Toby's shoulder, and there was something about an hour right, about 2 or 3 feet tall. It was quickly moving, like a shadow. We should be careful.
Okay, I'll stay careful. I put my hand on about behind my like robe. It kind of disappears underneath my robe, and I just put my hand on my short sword.
Maybe give the information to.
Oh yeah, and I
to-
pass it
to-
on. Yeah, I tap on to. Gosh, I forgot your
Trevor.
name. Sorry.
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
That's all right.
Tap
You
on it,
just met
Trevor.
him. It's all right if you don't know his name
Yeah.
yet.
I just tap on him, and I'm like, she's seen a shadow about 5 feet tall running through the bushes. You should wait. How
Oh,
many
thank
feet tall
you.
was it?
Thank you so much. I was hoping for this.
I can't do it anymore. You.
Okay,
you're 5
and that's
feet.
all I say.
And he'll pass that on to audience the best as he can. Just think, oh, big man, the tiefling back here saw a shadow run through the woods there, and a few feet tall, I think. I'm not really sure. So just
I'll kind of
keep an
nod.
eye out. We might-
How far are we from the camp right now?
Maybe another 6 or 7 minutes of walk.
Oh no.
You're almost there.
Okay.
You can clearly see that the woods are clearing out, and you
Okay.
can start seeing that rock formation that he was talking about, and the size of the clearing.
I'm gonna pull out the beacon the guy gave me to light what we found where the carts were, and I'm gonna light it and continue to walk with it.
Okay. It doesn't emit a strong light, but it starts pulsing, and you do see a glimmer of white light at the center of it.
All right. Beacon's activated. I'll kind of tuck it back into my bag and keep walking.
Okay. So do you just...
It's his wide body probably blocked the vision of all of that to anybody, so nobody probably seen him even do it.
So that's kind
yeah,
of
continue
that's really fun, because it started out with a 2 to 3 feet high shadow, and it ended up with a 5 or 6 feet high shadow following you. I love this.
Okay.
That's like you tell one person something
Yeah.
and you pass it down the line, by the gets to the end, it's a totally different phrase. you know?
I almost wanted to make a roll for this, but I said no, that it's just 4 people. It's not gonna happen, but it did. I'm so happy. So, you keep walking confidently.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So you keep walking for maybe 3 or 4 more minutes. You actually get to the clearing, and you're more than halfway through 4 o'clock, so you're maybe nearing 5 o'clock. So the sun is starting to leave the sky a little bit, and because of the forests, some of it is being hidden. So there is a darkness slowly creeping around. Shadows are starting to leave the forest and slowly invade the clearing in which you are. Everyone roll perception, please.
Okay. We find my dice.
I lay my hand on Toby and give him guidance.
That's 18 total for me.
Thank you.
10.
16.
Oh
Okay.
boy. 7.
Sorry?
7.
All
I
right.
rolled a 3, so.
So, Tobiashi and Trevor, as you are making your way into this clearing, you hear a shuffle in the woods near where you just left the... Sorry, I just have the word in French in my mind. The edge of the forest. You look back quick enough to see 5 or 6 small shadows darting from one bush to the next, hiding behind the tree line. They are small, 2 to 3 feet tall, quick, and Tobiashi, how high did you roll?
Oh gosh, it was 16.
Okay.
Did you use my guidance?
Oh wait, what's your guidance again?
A D4. And what
Okay.
you roll, you can add to.
18.
Okay. You hear, actually, both Trevor and Tobiashi, you both hear slight whispers. You can't make it out. It's very faint, but there are whispers. Slightly broken voice. Rugged, high-pitched voice.
I kind of look back to Volter. I'm like, do you see that?
About that time too, yeah, Trevor just holds his hand up until everybody just got to
Yeah.
stop for a second. As Toby's asking that.
Those things. There's things running off in the bushes.
You say this out loud?
Yeah, I say it to Volter.
Okay.
Voltari.
What? I didn't saw anything.
Okay, just keep your guard down there. They're over there in the bushes about how many feet away?
Since you just left the clearing, that would be something like between 20 and 30 feet.
Okay.
About 20 or 30 feet away.
Okay.
I don't know how loud Toby's telling that to Valtteri, but I guess after.
I'll say it as a whisper.
After-
Just
Yeah, and then Trevor will tug on audience's chainmail there for a second to get his attention and relay it to him if he didn't see it. Ask him, did you see those? There's some shadows running around. But,
See what? I say in a normal speaking voice. Quite loud.
like, shh.
See what?
Small shadows are running through the forest. It might be those kobolds. Do we know that's what they are yet, or an idea? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody got it, relayed it. Yeah, but I think it might be the
Cobalt goblin.
running around. So
I not
ready.
stealthily. I not stealthily at all. Like, draw my two-handed longsword. Just kind of am holding it. I'm just like, well, you know, as I say, it's only cowards that hide in the shadows, and I don't hide that whisper at all. I'm just like, yeah.
Did you say this in common?
Yes, I say it in common.
Okay. Tobiyashi, you were going to say something.
Oh, no. I wasn't going to.
Okay.
Made noise.
So do you all stop, or do you keep going?
I keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep walking slowly,
Well,
steadily,
I'll
a
do
little
the
bit aware.
same thing and just slow it down a little bit to get a bigger gap between me and audience there. Let him get a little further ahead.
I also start like to look more around, so I will be slower, so I won't trip or anything.
All right.
Well, if you're trying to look for traps, it's perception again.
No, I meant like I'm looking around, so I go slower so that I don't like accidentally trip on a vine or branch because I'm not looking going too fast.
I thought you meant
No, not a
traps.
trap.
Okay. So you do slow, all but audience. You do slow down. You keep hearing Trevor and Tobiyashi. You keep hearing these shuffles, this shuffling sound in the woods, and sometimes just a faint. I was gonna say cackle, but that's not the right word. It's just those exchange of high pitch broken sound. You do manage to reach the center of the clearing, and you find yourself in front of this rock formation that has a U shape with all the carts inside. Two of them have been placed in a way that prevents you from easily accessing the center, where you can see there is a small campfire. Things have been overturned and left there. There are a few bits and pieces that have fallen outside of this mess of cart and product, but most of it is inside, near where the campfire is. Audience, since you are the first one to reach this line, I would say, what is your passive perception? I would say roll for perception.
Okay. 13.
13. You hear something on each side of this crescent moon shaped rocks.
What do I just hear something?
It's faint, like claws raking across stone. Something is walking, something is halfway climbing the sides of this.
Okay. Wait, do I have dark? I don't think I have dark vision.
I don't think Dragonborns have dark vision.
Yeah, no, they don't. All right, I'm just gonna shout out. All right, enough of the games. Who's ever here, show yourselves. I'm gonna shout that in. I'm gonna shout that in first common, and then draconic, and then gnomish, and then dwarvish.
I just
I'll
sitting
go
there
through.
like reaching.
So I think everyone understands common, and I think everyone understands draconic. I'm not sure any of you understand dwarvish and gnomish. So you can probably deduce he said the same thing, since he said the same thing in common and draconic. Right after you say this, you actually hear this cackling sound coming from the woods, and from one side of this U-shaped rock nothing reveals itself, but you do hear a few more shuffles in the wood. Yes?
About the time he says that, too, Trevor's going to try and duck behind a bush or a tree and try and take some cover just in case.
Is there a cart nearby?
Even though my stealth sucks, he'll try and do a stealth check. Yeah, just
Well,
like, oh god.
Since you decided to follow everyone, you are in the clearing now, so you can either try to make a sprint for the tree line or take a few steps and hide behind a cart and hope there's nothing behind it.
I'll just come up from behind. Damn.
I'll take steps to the cart or whatever, not go around it yet, but just be next to it in case I need to take cover fast. I'll run around it if I need to.
Okay. Valtteri, what did you do?
I'm pretty sure audience is well seen there. He's not trying to hide anything, so.
No.
Valtteri, what did you do?
I'm also gonna hide behind a cart if possible.
Okay.
I stand. Yeah, I come up to Sam and I'm gonna stand right behind him. I say, "Well, if this is gonna happen, might as well help you." And I just stand there waiting for whatever's gonna happen next. I'm a little curious.
All right, so you all stand ready, just outside of the rock formation and the cart mess, and we're going to roll for initiative.
All right.
All of us, or just the two in the middle?
No, everyone.
Okay.
Not exactly hidden yet, so. Yeah.
Wait.
15.
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Terrible 9
15.
for me.
22.
Okay.
Where you at?
Yep.
So we have 22, 20. Valtteri and Trevor, what did you get?
15.
And 9 for me.
Okay. So, and they got interesting. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I roll initiative separately for Tao, too, if he wants to help in any way. That's a natural 2, so yeah, he's way down there.
Well, he's not going to be able to do much because I don't think he can attack.
No, he could use a help action to give somebody advantage. That's about it, though. But,
Yeah, sure. All right, so coming from each side, it's going to be Tobiyashi first. You see two kobolds coming from the rock formation around you, one from the left, one from the right. And four others are just stepping out of the forest, and they are running toward the toward the campfire and the carts where you are.
Okay. They're about. Okay. So the closest one is by the rock, right? The closest ones.
Yes. They would be about, I'd say, 20 feet from where you are on either side.
Okay. I'm just gonna ready. Yeah, I'm gonna ready an unarmed strike for when it gets near me.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll just wait there.
Okay. Next one is 20. So, audience. You see.
Can I tell that they're trying to attack me, or are they just walking like around?
No, they do have aggressive posture. The two that came from each side have a dagger drawn out, and you don't see what kind of weapon those who are coming toward you have, but they don't have daggers drawn out.
Okay. I'm gonna laugh then and say, "Ha! Puny kobolds, let me show you the true power of one who has been blessed by a dragon." And then I'll charge the one on my left.
Okay.
Whichever one I'm close. Whichever one. So Tobiashi's to my back. Whichever one is in front of me, and not the one Tobiashi's facing.
All right.
Otherwise.
All right, no problem. So it's going to be straightforward to one who has a dagger out.
Yeah.
Well, you can reach him by using 20 feet of movement, so you are in range.
All right. What does he do when I charge him?
Well, he already has a dagger drawn, so he grins, screams, and raises dagger.
Okay, so he's ready. That's fine. I don't feel bad about cutting him in half then. Okay.
Make an attack roll.
I'll attack him. So that'd be okay. 16 plus 6, so 22.
It's a hit. Roll for damage.
Okay, 2d6 plus 4. That's a 6, 7, 11. 11 damage.
Wow, alright. So you take your sword, taunt him, rush him, and then you make a great strike with your great sword, which cleaves him from head to crotch in a single blow. He falls in 2 pieces on the ground.
I turn to the rest of the kobolds. I'm like, "You still sure you want to fight?"
Just hear Trevor yell in the background, "No!"
Well, actually, next one is 17.
Oh, damn.
What do
That's
you want to
something.
do?
Wait, me?
You did roll 17.
I said 15.
15.
I said
It's still you.
Okay.
They
And
go on
how
12.
How far away are the 4 goblins?
The 4 goblins are roughly 50 feet away from you.
And are they all together in about less than 20 feet from each other? From the farthest to the farthest? Like, are
Yes.
they like in a row, in a group? Okay, I'm gonna use Entangle.
Okay.
Because it has a range of 90 feet, so of my range, so I can cast it without us getting hit by it. And it's a 20 feet cube. And they have to roll a strength check, saving check, and have to get more than 14, or they be entangled.
That's 14, that's 2, that's 13, and 4. So one of them escapes,
Yes.
just shrugs off the vines, but the 3 others are being held by the vines.
They'll have to use an action to make another strength check to get rid of the spell, and it holds for a minute, and I have to concentrate. So yeah,
Yes.
I'll do that.
To difficult terrains. I'll be restrained. Yeah. All right. So one of them actually managed to escape, shrugs off the vines, and it's actually their turn because they go on 12. So we're gonna start with the one near the rocks, who is actually facing Tobiyashi. So he's going to rush toward you, screaming with his dagger in hand.
Okay. So I could use my my
Yes,
ready action.
It would trigger
All right.
trigger your ready action.
All right. So I pull out the. What do you call it? 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 The. What do you Wakazawa, whatever. The
Wakizashi.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I pull it out from behind my
The
back,
sword.
and I go up and I'm gonna slice him. Okay, I want to ask, would that act as in like the unarmed strike thing? The can punch, kick, headbutt, use a similar forceful blow, or deal bludgeoning damage. Oh wait, no, wait, that's not the right one. Oh, unarmed strike. Yeah, would that work for unarmed strike or unarmed attack? Yeah, unarmed strike.
A short sword can be used by a monk, and it does count as a monk weapon. So it does fall under the same damage rule as a non-armed strike.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pull out the sword and I'm gonna slice him and then kick him away from me or kick him
Well, yeah,
as
that's
a bonus action.
okay. Okay, well, do your short sword attack first.
Okay. That is 11. And
It does not
then-
hit. You swing wide.
Oh gosh. All right. And then the kick.
That would count as a shove. So it's a non-armed strike.
Okay.
Shove. Well, that's a good.
That's a 12. So.
Well, actually, since it's a shove, it's a contest.
Okay.
Audion, I can barely hear you.
Oh, so that's strength v strength, right?
Yes, shoving a creature. More than ours. So it's athletic.
Okay.
So you can use the same roll. So that would be a roll for athletic or. Well, since you did say that you were going to kick him, I would say
Yeah.
athletic and not give you a choice for acrobatic.
That's a natural one.
And he has 17
Ugh.
on the die. So unfortunately, you swing wide, and because of that, you lose balance and kick nothing.
Oh no. All right, that's the end of my
So,
turn.
so after this wide swing and air kick, you hear the kobold cackle and take his dagger and swing at you with a 10.
No.
So he swings wide. He is so amused by what you tried to do that when he tries to strike you, he strikes and hits nothing.
Oh gosh.
Now for the 4 others. The one that is free actually use all of his movement and move 30 up and takes out a sling and shoots at you, Valtteri. That is a natural 19. So a total of 23. You're muted.
Hit. I don't have that high of an armor class.
So you get hit for 3 hit points as you watch him put the sling bullet inside the sling and spin it around. He fires and you receive, well, from your point of view, what would be a glancing blow because it's not that serious. But it does hurt. The 3 others can't actually move from where they are unless they succeed in a check, so they won't. They just will take out their sling and try to hit you. Oh, yes, you have to make a concentration check.
Okay, how do I do a concentration check? I never did that before.
It's the concentration check. It's Constitution saving throw with a DC of 10 if the damage is lower than 20. After that, it's going to be the damage you receive divided by 2.
So I roll a d10?
A d20.
A d20,
Yeah.
okay.
Just treat it as a Constitution saving throw.
It's a Constitution
Okay.
save DC 10.
Constitution, it's a
You have to
16.
be 10.
Yeah. So no problem. You keep the concentration. So the three others are going to fire on you from where they are because they are further than 30 feet. They do fire with disadvantage.
I don't like that much rolling.
It's
Oh,
3
no.
kobold, each firing 1 missile at disadvantage. So it's 6 roll in total. Don't
I don't know.
that alarmed by it. So you watch these 3 kobold charge their swing, spin them in the air and fire, and you hear these 3 sling bullets whiz by you. None of them hit you.
Thank the Lord.
Well, actually, for you, it's not Lord, it's nature.
Yeah, thank the nature.
Thank the nature.
So next is 9. Trevor.
Oh,
So you have 1 kobold near you attacking Tobiyashi, and 4 kobold attacking at range Valtteri.
And one decapitated kobold to your right.
Not decapitated, cleaved from head to crotch.
yeah.
You did more than twice his hit points.
How far is Valtari from me in like relation to audience? Who is closer? Is like audience in between me and Valtari, or
Oh, she didn't have to move, so she's... Valtteri, you said you were near one of the carts. So
Yes.
she's probably between 5 and 10 feet from you.
yeah, okay. I guess at first I will. I guess I'll attack the one closest to Tobiyashi. I'll just shoot a firebolt at it. I guess.
Alright?
That is. No, that doesn't hit. That's a natural. That's 3. So that's. What's my spell bonus here? Page. So it's plus 6, but that's still only 9. So yeah, not that hit. You see a firebolt just streak wide, and then it's a free action. He'll tell Tau to go attack those. Yeah, go help them with the 3 that's attacking them. Valtteri.
Okay, so you gather the energy in your hand, you fire a firebolt, and the kobold just dodges it, looks at you laughing, and say, "Ah, puny wizard!" in Draconic. Is everything all right? You seem distracted. It worked. They distracted you.
A little something came up, but I'll just take care of it after the session's fine.
Okay. So yeah, you've just been mocked by kobold. Well, all right, Valtteri, you see a great horned owl trying to assist you. I'm not sure how, but it's sure.
Well, it's basically given. Like I said, Lines was talking to me at the same time, but
Okay.
Basically given the help action. So whoever attacks it next gets to
Okay.
do it at an advantage. That's about it. That's really all it does.
Okay.
Okay, so basically to do that, I'd say
I have to lose my concentration with the...
no. I'd say Tao will go forward to one of the kobold and harass him. So he's
Yeah,
not paying
just
attention.
picking at random. He's like pecking at its head and shit, but distracted there.
All right, so we go back to the top of the initiative, which is 22.
Yes. That's me. Okay.
Yes.
So, the kobold ran from me. I'm just gonna do another unarmed strike. With the bonus action unarmed strike. and I'm going to come around and hit him in the temple, and then I'm gonna just sock him right in the temple afterwards.
Okay. Roll both attacks.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Where's my D20 at?
Well, that is an important part of D&D. You should have
That is.
more than one.
Oh yeah, I do. 1 second. I gotta go grab him.
Or you'll do it like me and just forget them at your house, so
Yeah,
they have it
I have
comfortable
3
there.
right now.
In total, I think I have 5 or 4.
Well, D20s, I think I
Okay,
have
I'm back.
5. Okay.
Okay.
That's going to be the one you're rolling the most. You definitely need your 20.
Yes.
Oh, that was a nice one. Okay.
Okay.
So, 23 for both. 23 for the first one.
Okay.
Eight
Roll
the
for
second
damage. Yes, 23 hits. You roll for damage.
one. Okay.
Oops.
7 points of damage, and then the second one was only an 8 for the roll. So.
That's all right. You're with your first strike, you actually punch something in his clavicle, and you hear it snaps, and his eyes just roll back, and he falls. He crumples down to the ground.
Okay. Can I still move?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna move over to Voltairy
Okay.
as much as I can.
Well, being a monk, you can probably get right next to her.
All right, and then I'll just wait and like get in a stance or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. After that, it's 20. So Odians. So there are. Yes.
I will do the other opposite and yell, "Follow me!" and charge the nearest kobold right in front of me, which would be the one that's 20 feet away, because it moved up. The one that's not
Yes.
entangled.
Yes. The only one that's not entangled is you actually using a sling. So yes, you can.
All right, I'll run up to him, and I will hit him with my greatsword.
Go ahead, roll for attack.
Gosh, great sword attack.
21.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 10. 10 damage.
Again, you reach him and you cleave him from shoulder to thigh in a single blow. You see him fall. I was going to say a movie reference, but I'm not sure how the movie is called in English. So you just see him slide, the top half of him slide, fall to the ground with a sound.
All right, and then for my bonus action, I'll point at the final 3 kobolds and Draconic say, "Surrender now, and I will spare your lives." After decapitating 2 of them. So I don't know if that would be intimidation or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, right. You could. I don't know how.
Don't mean
Yes.
to listen, but you can try.
No, I was gonna say how is this going to work? But actually, if you use your strength to intimidate them, I can say it is a part of your attack.
Okay.
So if you are willing to use make a strength intimidation check.
Okay, so I would roll for strength and not intimidation. So a strength check.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's +4. Which would be a 7. Not great. They're not intimidated.
Kill him
I
it
mean.
is.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to help them here.
Well, you'll see the results after Valtteri turn.
Well, I still have to concentrate, so
Yes.
I don't know if I can do anything in the meantime while doing that.
If you
Well,
cast
if
any
you
other
have-
spells that don't require concentration,
Exactly. If you have spells that don't require concentration, you can always use them.
Let me
get move,
check.
melee attack, yeah. Just can't cast anything that requires concentration.
Something to blame
I
that
mean-
on.
Let me. Well, I would have a spell, but I would need to get closer than to them to use it. And other things are not really there for attacking. More for investigating and healing.
Well, are
If
you
you're
talk-
comfortable getting close enough, you can move to them and still cast.
Am I able to move while I'm concentrating? Is that a
Yes.
thing?
Yes,
Oh,
of
okay.
course. And if you're talking about the only attack magic that you have,
Yes.
the range is 60 feet.
Yeah, but I don't want to throw my dagger. I don't want to lose it, you know.
There goes off into the night.
I could
No,
fail.
actually, I was thinking if you were thinking about using the only attack spell that you have, you're not gonna throw your dagger.
You mean with the 6? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna.
60 feet, or
Yeah.
you can throw your dagger if you really want to.
No, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use ice knife and throw the ice knife at.
All right, ice knife.
It's 1d10 piercing damage and 1d6 ice damage on a dexterity save fail. Then the ice damage.
But you do have to make
Yes.
spell range attack.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, so I use the
It's your
spell
spell
modifier.
attack
or-
modifier, which
Okay.
is +6.
Yeah.
Okay, good. 14.
That does hit. Roll for damage.
Okay, that would be a d10. And you have to roll a dex save. Okay, I roll a 8. And then need to roll a dexterity save and get 14 or higher, or they'll get also frost damage or something like that.
So what is your save DC, you said?
14. Dex 14. Dexterity.
So they fail.
Okay, then I roll 2d6.
2d6 cold damage.
Yes. Boop, 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 duh, duh. 7.
All right. So you you gather the energy in your palm, you feel this slight chill, and then you see a shard of ice being propelled from your hand. It hits the kobold square in his heart, and as the shard explodes, it covers his chest and part of his neck with frost. You see him fall to his knees, head on the ground first. He's dead.
Nice.
Did you attack the one that was closest or furthest? No, sorry. The closest was already killed. Never mind.
Yeah, the other ones are the same
Yes.
distance.
All right. So it's their turn. Oh, this is funny. All right. Well, actually, two of them succeeded their two of
Strength
them.
save.
No, actually, I was gonna say two of them weren't intimidated by what audience said, but one was, and one of them is a survivor. So he actually does try to leave, and it's what is the DC for
14.
14?
Strength.
Oh, 14 strength.
Yes,
Kobolds have -2. 14. The kobold actually does manage to break free and starts running away. The other one, well, Actually,
He's alone now, so
he's alone, but he will try to hit you, Valtteri.
oh damn it.
16.
God damn it. Yeah, that's a hit.
Alright. So. Sling is. Oh, but it's at disadvantage. No, you actually miss.
Oh god.
So he is scared. He sees that he is the only one left, but figuring his only chance to actually run away is to make you lose concentration, he does try to hit you. Unfortunately, he shoots wide. So next person is Trevor. There you see one kobold running away and one still stuck, entangled in vines.
I guess I'll just shoot a firebolt at the one still in the vines there. That is,
Roll for attack.
yeah, that's definitely a hit. 18 plus 6.
Yes, it is. Roll for damage.
That's a d10. 3 damage.
Well, you do manage to hit him, but it's... Well, for him, it's actually quite severe. The hit does hit his chest, and you see him hold his sides, wincing in pain. But he's not dead. He's not strong, but he's not dead.
Alright. And then he'll just try and take, he'll move around to the back of the cart and just try and take any cover in case anything else happens to come up.
Alright, well, does Tao keep harassing...
Yeah, I'll say, just keep on. I'll communicate to him to keep attacking the one that's tied
the
up
one-
there.
The one still tied up. Alright.
Right, yeah. Let the one run in, let him go.
Alright, so we go back to the top of the initiative with Tobiyashi. There is one running away and one stuck in vines.
Mhm.
What do you do?
I'm gonna run after the one that's running away.
Okay. Are you going to use an action to run after him, or are you just going to run your normal speed?
My normal speed. See if
Okay,
I can catch up to him.
No, you won't catch up to him because he is already almost... That's 50. He's 70 feet away from you, so you won't catch him just by using your movement. If you want to catch up
Since
to
I
him...
can't catch up to him, I'm just gonna turn back around and walk back to the... No, I'm just gonna turn back around and on my next action, I'll walk back.
Okay.
The next turn. That's about it. That's all I'm gonna do.
All right,
Gonna make
then we go down to audience. There is the only one in range from you is the one still stuck in vines, severely injured. The other one is running away toward the tree line.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the one that's in the vines, and I'm gonna say in Draconic, those who see the light of the dragons will find forgiveness, and I'm gonna cut the vines free, and then point away to tell the kobold to run.
Huh.
It's heavily injured kobold, basically saying, "This is your chance. You're not gonna win this fight."
Yep. He actually follows your advice and starts... Well, actually, you free him and you see in his eyes an acknowledgement of... Well, maybe I should follow what this creature says.
Okay.
Because he doesn't get to act right now. We have Valtteri, who acts before him.
So nobody's now then entangled when he frees him out of it, right?
Exactly.
Okay, then I'll stop my concentration on that one.
Okay.
I don't have any spell slots left, so that's great.
What do you do?
And that's the same thing. I thought the same thing right now, so let's see what I could do.
You did hear Odion say to the kobold that he was letting him go.
Okay.
He said it in Draconic, and you can understand
Yes.
Draconic.
Yes. I think we all can speak kind of Draconic, some of us.
Yep.
So everyone would have understood it. I go to him. I don't know how far he is. Is he in 30 feet range?
Who, Odion or the...
Yes, Odion.
Audience,
50. I'm 50.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. He's 50 feet away. You can reach him if you use your movement and your action.
But can I then still ask the kobold a question?
You can try.
Okay, then I'll do that. Just a little bit bleeding, running towards him.
So you get closer to him and then you ask a question?
I go to the towards the kobold and ask him if they where they put the 4 cards that went missing recently in Draconic.
Okay. Anything else?
And if you don't say it soon, and I kind of... No, I won't do that. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So it's their turn. So the one that's running away actually does get to the tree line and disappears in the tree line. The one who has been given his freedom looks at you, looks at Odions, and he says in Draconic, "All the cards are there. Keep them. Just leave me alone."
Did you use anything that was in the cards?
We're still in initiative.
Oh, okay. I thought I could negotiate with him. But...
Well, unless Trevor says that he does drop from combat, we can say that the battle is over.
Well, since it was my turn up anyway, and
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I heard the conversation with the audience
Yes.
telling him that. So yeah, I'll tell Tal to return, and I'll just start walking over there with audience and Valtteri. So yeah, we'll
Okay.
drop combat. The Tal returns.
Okay, so you can actually talk to him outside of combat.
Yay! And so, did you use anything from the cards that was inside?
He looks
Yes.
at you, still wincing from the pain of the injuries he sustained. He's actually bleeding quite profusely. He looks at you from from his 2.5 feet tall, so he's really looking up at you, and he says, "We only took food. This is what they ask. This is what he ask. He's going to make you pay when he come back. I can't do anything about it."
Who do you mean?
Who is he?
Yeah.
He is the dark beast, the hunter.
The hunter.
Can I start walking up behind him without him noticing me?
Yes. Stealth.
Just listen.
Who do you don't want noticing?
The kobold.
The kobold. Okay, roll stealth.
22.
Okay. You are fairly confident he does not notice you. He is very absorbed with the probably quite considerable pain he's feeling.
Who's the hunter? How does he look like?
The hunter is the shadow in the night. He asks, he wants, he hunts.
I kind of look forward to Trevor and Auden's like, what the fuck is happening here? And lightly like try to.
You see the kobold look at you, and then he looks at the fire camp and says, "The hunter." He points toward the camp.
I turn around lightly, like not fully with my body, but like with my head, so I can look. Or because it's probably behind me, right?
Yes, that would be behind you.
Yeah, then I'll like turn around with my head as far as I can.
He's pointing toward a small banner that is resting at the other end of this small rock, this small crescent moon shaped rock formation. On the banner is the head of a wolf drawn with probably soot from a previous campfire.
I'll turn back to him like, a wolf?
It is the hunter. Now let me leave. You said I could leave. You said I could leave. Let me leave.
You can leave. I'd tell him.
And he tries to leave hastily. He is limping and losing a lot of blood.
And he bumps into Toby?
Yeah. I'll just leave him. He's fine. He's gonna die out there anyways.
Wait, did you want to sneak up on him and like break his neck or something?
No, I was just gonna grab him, but he told us everything he knew, so it's fine.
Rough him up a bit. He's already
Yeah.
pretty roughed up.
Just gonna knock him out if we needed it.
Alright.
He had 2 hit points left.
Damn.
Alright, I'll turn to Valtteri and I'll say, well, whatever this hunter is, this fight might not yet be over, we should keep on our guard. So.
Nod in approval of what you said, and maybe let's first look what they all use, because didn't the merchant ship want you to get everything back?
Yeah, well, I pull out the beacon that I lit, because I don't know if they noticed. I'm like, I already lit a beacon, so people should already be on their way to help us bring back the equipment.
Okay, excellent. Well, let's hope they didn't took that much from the food.
Yes.
I'm gonna walk up to them and say, well, should we send someone to meet them just in case? Hopefully they don't get attacked or anything.
By the one hurt goblin and the other one.
I think we should trust in them. That they said they were sending quite a few men, more than we have, so they should be fine. We should stay together and just start going through the inventory while keeping on our guard, make sure we have everything.
All right. And
I mean, there
I
are
guess
also 2 other cards. Maybe there's also something else inside.
Yeah.
so. We look for through the inventory, see if everything's there.
Yeah. I guess we start heading back to the carts to kind of. I pull out the inventory list to start like looking through all the carts.
Okay.
Check them out.
Yeah.
We did say we were going to take a short break.
I was about to ask that if we could do the break now, because I
Yes,
need to
we
dress.
can.
I need to change my clothes.
That's perfect.
So, because for this time I'm not sure how to just cut the sound, I'm gonna cut the stream for 10 minutes and then we start again. So if anyone is actually watching the stream, it's just going to be a 10-minute break. After that, I start the stream again.
So we'll be back at 6. Oh wait, for me 6:50.
12:50.
Yes.
12:50 for me.
Yes.
9:50.
Okay, so I'll just leave the call. So yeah, I can dress
Yeah.
myself.
Alright. See you in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, yes.
Yeah. See you guys in 10
See
minutes.
ya.
Bye.
And I think we're back.
Hey.
Howdy.
I'm gonna just check to make sure that we actually are back. And yes, we are back. All right. So you have just defeated 4 poor little kobolds. Left one escape and then gave the last one back his freedom. So now what do? You have sustained a little bit of damage, nothing serious. The night is actually almost upon you. If we add the time that you took for the initial search and then, well, the fight lasted 18 seconds, so it's not going to take much during a day. But you did say that you all decided to go back to the carts and try to, well, basically figure out what's missing.
Yes.
So that would be investigation. For if one of you wants to do it and another one can help them.
Could you also use my guidance if someone wants?
Okay, so basically who has the best investigation?
Oh,
I wasn't
I'll
gonna ask that.
touch myself and use guidance on myself. Can I do that?
Well, I was going to say, whomever has the best investigation, that would be the wisest. You let that person do the investigation, someone helps him, and you do guidance. So that would actually give him advantage plus guidance.
Okay.
So you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah. Mine's 16. So, on my passive, I have a +6 to my investigation. So,
Oh, I got you beat. Mine's -1. I think I should.
My investigation is only +1, so yeah.
Toby, what's your plus to your investigation?
Okay, it is a +1, so it is a 14.
So Trevor is the most investigative character of the group. So someone helps him, and then Valtteri can do guidance.
It would make sense if I helped him because I'm the one holding the list, so I'm like going through, we're checking
Yes,
off
that
the items.
actually would really help. So Trevor, you can roll with advantage plus the buff of guidance.
Okay, so that's 15 plus 2 plus 6, so 23.
23, all right.
Nice.
Well, you actually managed to make an inventory of what's there fairly fast. And just like the kobold said, most of what is missing is food. However, there is food in the other carts. So you are missing the food on the manifest, but you have more food than you started with. As for the equipment, well, like I said, everything's there. There is material for spell components. Unfortunately, it's all on the manifest. Trevor, you do actually find a small pouch that is not on the manifest.
Okay.
It is made out of leather, and tightly bound. No, not bound, but just tightly closed with a little leather lace.
Yeah. All right. He'll just untie it and open up the bag. Don't reach in and grab anything. Just look in and see what he sees in it.
Okay, well, inside, you find you find a little box made out of wood. It's the size of a bead, so it's very small. You also find, mixed with this, 10 gold piece.
Okay.
Other than that, well, in the pouch, that's all you find. You do find, tucked behind the wheel of an overturned cart, another pouch, slightly bigger, which does give a metallic sound when you shake it.
Okay. Well, I guess he will open up that and look and see what's inside.
So right now you have a small box made of fine wood that is large enough to have a small bead size object inside, and you have a larger pouch filled with metallic things inside.
Okay. He will set those to the side, and after he finishes rummaging through everything, he's like, "There's interesting items in here, but I'd like to cast a detect magic first." He's telling this to the party. I'd like to cast a detect magic first to see if there's any auras to any of this that might be dangerous. So he'll sit down and just ritually cast detect magic real quick before he goes any further, opening the boxes or anything.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna keep searching the boxes.
Do you use this as a spell or as a ritual?
I'm gonna do it ritually, so 10 minutes, just while they're.
Okay, so you all have 10 minutes to do whatever you want while the wizard is using a detect magic to make sure that whatever was found that was not on the manifest is not going to kill you.
Alright.
Okay.
Is there a big rock around? You said there was, right? There's a big rock.
Well, you are nestled in a large U-shaped rock formation. There is no roof over your head, but it has the shape of a crescent moon, so it does protect you on 3 out of 4 sides.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna search around continue searching. Checking if everything's there. And collecting it, moving it,
Oops.
inventory eyes.
Your camera froze. I didn't understand what you said.
Oh. I said I'm gonna move the boxes and the stuff closer together so it's easier to inventory.
Okay. Audien and Valtteri, what do you do while Trevor is ritual casting detect magic?
I'm just gonna sit down in front of the fire and start kind of sharpening my sword and cleaning it from the battle.
Okay.
Do I feel a familiar presence around me?
Well, actually, I'd say not right now. When the fighting started, you felt a slight sense of panic, and then you felt it go dimmer and dimmer and dimmer as if it was flying away.
Then I'll also sit down and try to concentrate to see if it will come back soon. And yeah, I think How long does a short rest take again? Not 10 minutes, no.
Well,
Like an hour.
in my world, I did say that to earn the benefits of a short rest, you only need 20 minutes unless stated differently by whatever ability you might have. However, you can only take one short rest every hour.
Okay. Then never mind. I'll just sit down, watch the campfire, and wait.
Okay.
Well, that would be considered resting, probably.
Yes. And if it takes 20 minutes, you can actually use a hit die to try and recover.
It depends on how long it takes for the people to get here until we go, so...
You don't know. The beacon has been activated,
That's
but
the-
you don't know when they're going to come. It did take you
That's the thing.
almost 3 hours to get there,
Okay.
so it stands to reason that they would need roughly 3 hours to get there.
Okay, then
And
yeah,
let's
I'll-
see, how long have we been fighting for?
The fight lasted 18 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, we barely made it
So-
like 2 rounds.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
3 rounds.
I activated the beacon then about 12 minutes ago.
Okay.
So I activated about
What is the dice to do a hit dice roll again?
Well, actually, with the changes that I made, you will have to make a medicine check.
Okay.
Because you need to take care of the wound you actually...
Good thing I'm proficient in that, yes.
She'll be the one doing all the medicine checks here, buddy. Don't worry.
It's numbers 15.
Yes, there's no problem. You can take cake. Sorry, I think I need a drink. All right. So yes, no, there's no problem. You can take care of your wound, and you're going to be able. You just how it works is that you can use up to half your hit dice to recover hit points during a short rest. Since you only have one, well, right now it's only going to be one. So you roll 1 dice, you add your Constitution modifier, and this is how many hit points you regain.
What dice? A
The
d6?
same,
whatever.
the same hit dice as your hit dice as if you were leveling. So for you, it's a D8
Okay, plus
plus
constitution.
Constitution.
Okay. A d8. That's a 4 plus 3, that's 7. I overhealed. Nice. There we go. Full HP. Perfect. That's how I like it.
should
Beautiful.
also, I think, get some spell slots back, but I don't know if that's.
No, that's actually
That was the long
that
rest.
will actually be when she is level 2. She will be able to use an ability to recover spell slot.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm gonna have to check this because since she didn't take a circle of the, she's not gonna take a circle of the land. I don't think she will be able to recover spell slots.
In a short time? In a short rest, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you will recover are wild shape uses.
Okay.
All right, so you do heal up. I'd say Tobiyashi. While Trevor is casting and Valtteri is taking care of her wounds, you do notice something worrying around the campfire.
What? Okay.
There are a lot of footprints. A lot more than what you actually fought.
Okay. Wow. All right. So I'm gonna put the box that I have in my hands where I was taking it to, like in a pile, and then I'm gonna go over to Valkyrie. Yeah. Sitting next to the campfire, and I'm gonna go. I don't know if we have a problem here, and I kind of sit next to her. But there's a little bit more footprints around the camp area than the kobolds that we took down earlier.
That's really not good. Did you saw how fresh the footprints were?
No, I don't. I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Well, actually, now that you know there are some around the campfire, which is probably where you actually are right now, you can just look down and try to assess yourself what it looks
Okay.
like.
Okay, I'll look down and like look at the footprints. I probably also have to make an investigation check, right?
Actually, footprints is more nature check.
Okay, that also works.
Yeah, no.
Not natural 20.
Okay. So the reason why Tobiashi saw them is because he has such a high passive perception. So what your check determines is exactly the nature. You do see a lot of footprints. It is a well-used camp. And actually, if you had to guess, you would say you can easily identify a dozen different footprints. So it is a large group. The campfire belongs to a large group of kobolds.
Oh boy.
You don't know if those you killed are part of this, but you can say that there are at least as many hidden inside the wood presently as you have killed just before, at least.
And I can't see if they are old footprints or new footprints.
They are the footprints of a well-used campfire, and you did come in an already lit campfire. So there are old footprints, new footprints, all mixed together.
Okay. We should be on the lookout because there are far more different kind, like of size and stuff of footprints from kobolds than we just fought. So
who do you say that to?
To Toby next to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they at least will be about the same amount in the woods right now, probably, than we just fought. So we should be on the lookout, and maybe go tell the others too.
All right. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go tell. I got it right here, to my notes.
You met them half a day ago. I'm not expecting you to remember their name. It's
I don't even know how to pronounce that. Audience? Wait.
Audience.
Yeah, audience. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Audience, Valtteri, Trevor, and
Toby.
Oh, there we go. Toby, that your name is one of
Yeah. Okay.
And
I walk up to audience and I'm gonna tell him about the footprints too. Okay. I go, yeah.
Please don't give wrong information again.
Yeah,
what
I
did you
go
say
to
exactly?
I walk up to him and I'm gonna tell him that there are many footprints. There's many more footprints along the campsite that have just been around and are most likely in the bushes. A little bit bigger size footprints in the kobold that we've already fought in before. So I'd be on the lookout, and maybe we'd want to start like a perimeter of like people watching out or something.
I nod and say, I don't have great eyesight, but if any of you can see in the dark, we should start a watch.
Right.
Wait, am I the only one who has dark vision?
No, actually, you hear in the distance, ooh, ooh.
Oh.
My owl has it out to 120 feet, so
Oh, nice.
scout out pretty good.
And then I go and do the same to Trevor.
So
Trevor's ignoring you. He's still doing his ritual.
Oh,
cast
yeah.
There, so.
Just talking to you like a wall.
Yep. I'm
Stand there for a second,
just
like,
doing
he
things,
heard
but yeah, he just doesn't acknowledge you until the cast is complete.
all right. So you have time to finish the ritual without any problem. There's nothing magical inside the little box or the larger pouch that you found.
I'll relay that. He seems safe, and he'll open them up and see what's in the boxes.
In the box, you find. Whoops, wrong page. In the box, you find resting on a little velvet cushion.
A cat.
A
Yes.
teeny cat that fits in there.
No, you actually find a little ring that has a pearl attached to it.
Okay.
It is of a fine design, and the pearl is nearly flawless. Small, but nearly flawless. You would estimate it is worth a good amount.
Alrighty. Then we will move on to the smaller one. I don't know which one was the smaller one. If that pearl ring was the smaller one? Or...
Yes, the pearl wing was in the smaller box.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was made to fit a very delicate, very fine finger.
Now, he'll just put it as far as he can on like his pinky while he's opening the other one.
Now, it was definitely made for a female.
Yeah. As I said, he'll just put it as far down on his pinky as he can, just so it doesn't get lost while he's opening the other stuff.
It was probably made for an elven female. So you try to push it down, and well, it doesn't even
First
get
or
past
second joint there.
Yeah.
First. Alright.
However, I am sure you can find another use for this.
Oh, yeah.
You must
As-
bring it to a volcano.
As,
Burn it.
as for the large pouch, well, inside you open and you find another pouch made with velvet cloth. Inside that pouch, don't worry, it's not going to be one of those Russian, well, not doll, but pouch.
Oh, yeah.
It's
the nested
actually
dolls,
inside.
yeah.
It was simply a pouch placed over another pouch, make sure it resisted. But it's a velvet pouch filled with gold and silver. Sorry, pieces.
All right.
Sharing is caring.
Yep. Now,
So-
after that, he'll show the party. Yeah, we got all this gold here that you all
Inside,
are more than welcome to divvy up among yourselves. But if possible, I'd like to keep this ring. One of the spells they taught us in the school was identify magical items, but it requires an expensive pearl, and they don't provide those with you at school, so this could prove very useful to us down the road if we come across anything magical.
You can keep it from my side. I don't wear any metal things, so yeah.
I don't need it.
I hold up my giant hand up to the ring. It wouldn't even yeah, we're good.
You might be able to fit it over the tip of one of your talons on your finger, that's about it. Maybe.
if you use your claw, you could pierce your navel and then pierce your nose and put it in a nose ring. And
I think I'm okay.
all right, and in the pouch,
But he will give the rest the gold from both to the party, and
So
divvy this up however you like.
the first pouch had 10 gold in it. The
Yes.
second pouch had 43 gold in it and 28 silver.
So we have 53 gold in total?
Yes, 52 gold, 28 silver.
Let's divide that through 3.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah.
I'll get my
Trevor don't
trusty...
care if you include him or not. He just wanted the ring, so that's going to be
Okay.
as useful to him right now.
So 53 times divided through 3 is 17.67, so that will be interesting. And 25 silver, you said?
Yes. 28.
Yes.
28.
28?
Yes.
28, true.
I think so,
And
yeah.
9.3 silver everyone would get. So this will be interesting to share now, because we can't, like, break up the gold.
No, well, you simply divide what you can, and then with the leftover, well, you decide who gets the leftover.
We'll give the leftovers to Trevor.
Yeah.
Looks like you basically want 1 gold and 1 silver.
I don't need that much money.
Actually,
So,
it's 2 gold and
yeah.
1 silver, I think.
So, you don't even want the gold, Toby?
Oh no, I was gonna split mine in half and give half of mine to Trevor.
So the rest of us would get 17 gold
Yeah, 17 gold.
and
17
9
gold
silver.
and 9 silver.
Okay.
That was it.
I am gonna keep all of mine because I literally have 0 money.
Half
And,
of 17. What is half of 17?
Like I say,
I would like to be able to buy
your share
food
of
at
the
some
gold
point.
because
I don't need that much gold. Honestly.
Argue with you over it, what, half of 17?
Yes.
So
Another good
I
round
honestly don't
number.
8.5, so I'll just take the 8 and you keep 1 extra there. Then.
All right.
You know, you can always, if you find that you have too much gold, you can always donate some to a church somewhere along the road.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure God would welcome a little bit more cash.
Donate to
could
the
give it-
Dragon Church.
I'll just throw it on a tree and say, like, nature! Nature!
Oh goodness, it's a good thing we don't have a rogue. All right. So with this divided and the knowledge that you will most likely be attacked by a larger group of kobold, we are going to end this with how you are going to prepare for this, because we only have 13 minutes before the end of the stream. So how do you
Okay.
want to prepare for this?
I'll be the lookout, probably. With
Well,
a towel.
We can have the owl.
Yeah, with towel.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because we only have to wait at max probably around 5 hours. So it's not like all night, because I already lit the beacon and they might take 2 hours to prepare, but you know, it takes 3 hours to get out here, so probably at max like 5 hours we'll have to wait. So it's not all night.
Yeah, Trevor will just suggest find somewhere for me safe to sit and, well, I don't even have to look through his eyes. He can just fly around and scout around. As long as he doesn't get within 100 yards of me, he can just communicate with me telepathically.
I'll rest and
So if he
meditate.
sees something, so.
Yeah, I guess I'll
just
I'll
send
grab
him
a
out
little
with his
shut eye.
scouting.
Yeah. I guess I'll grab a little shut eye then if they're watching for at least like a few hours while we wait for people
Same.
to come.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna meditate, rest.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess basically.
Before I rest. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna say, Trevor, just get up close to the fire and then just have Tal just basically circle just outside the perimeter, just to keep an eye out. You know.
I was.
That should be just within the 100 yards there. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say before I rest, I'll use one thing of Divine Sense, which is you can detect good and evil, and I'll just kind of send it out, and it's within 60 feet, just to, make sure there's nothing has been like, hiding in the
Close
shadows during this time before we go to bed.
Okay. No, you actually don't feel anything in the immediate surrounding.
Okay. I'll relay that, and then I'll kind of start resting.
So when we take that kind of rest, would I get my spell slots back?
No, you would need long rests, which is 8-hour total with at least 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next fight, we won't have your spells, unfortunately.
Yeah. I only have 2 spell slots at the moment, so
I'll teach you how to fight. It'll be fun.
I'll teach you how to fight.
I'll make a man out of you.
I mean, if it's just kobolds, we'll probably be fine. If it's something else, we might be in trouble.
I mean, I have a dagger. It's not like that I don't have any weapons, so...
Well, actually, your inventory says you also have a quarterstaff, which actually does more damage than the dagger.
Yes. That is true.
And you always have cantrips too. I don't know if you have damaging cantrips.
I have guidance.
What's your other... Do you not have 2 cantrips?
I have 3, actually. I have guidance, mending, and thaumaturgy?
Yes.
Thaumaturgy. Mending,
so you can mend our armor.
Yes, that is like when it's only lightly damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can spend the next few hours mending the tear in your clothes because of the sling that you just received.
That is true, indeed. And I will do that.
Because you are actually the only one who got injured.
I know. I'm probably also the squishiest one of us all.
Fair, you were also, I think, the only one... Oh no, I was going to say Tobiyashi was targeted once, but I was going to say you were pretty much the only one targeted either.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm the only one that has single-digit HP, so yeah, I'm the squishiest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
but how high is your armor?
11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you is the more squishy one.
Yeah.
But like, you didn't have
I do have the shield spell though, you know, for if I do get attacked. But that's that's for a round though. That's it. So.
Yeah. And I had 4 kobolds trying to attack me. I mean, 3 of them failed, but still.
Yeah. That is one problem with entangling ranged characters, is they usually try and disrupt the person who entangles them.
I mean, yeah, the problem is it has to be in my range, so if I would just like hide, I think, behind a card, it wouldn't work, I think.
Yeah. Then they would have probably targeted me.
Yeah.
Which
but
would have
that would actually have been okay.
Yeah.
Control them like puppets.
You have the best armor class right now.
Yes. I have 16. I can make it 18 if I equip my shield.
If you can find a one-handed sword.
Yeah.
Or you can just wield shields and really go at it.
I mean, I could also just do the defensive move where I just pull out my shield and I'm just like, get behind me, and we all just huddle behind my shield.
Just shield bash.
Bop.
Like someone is getting close. Bop.
Stay away.
Yeah, and then you should try and get the shield master, so you can actually make shield rush and
yeah. Get a tower shield proficiency. Just
yeah.
Tower shield, definitely.
Or do like one of my old friend did, try and get proficiency with doors as shields.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember one character I used to have, I think, where I tried to see if I could get him to dual wield tower shields, but it wasn't working that well.
No.
Must have been a clumsy weapon.
Yeah, it didn't work that well. But my AC was very high.
I mean, you are a tank, but your movement is just missing.
Yeah, I more just became a wall because I couldn't really move.
Yeah.
So people could just hide behind me if they wanted to.
The wizard standing on top of you.
I mean, it could still hit him when he would be on top of him, so...
Alright, so we are 6 minutes away from the
Yes.
end. I don't mind finishing this here. So, if anyone is watching right now, or if anyone decides to watch this on YouTube, because I am going to post it on YouTube later during the week, or at least before the next session. So if you watch it there, I hope you enjoy this, and we will see each other again next Wednesday, same hour. Until then, well, I hope you all survive, because I will be bored if I am alone here.
All right.
All right.
Follow on
day.
Twitch. Hit the like button down below.
Over.
Subscribe!
Yes.
To Twitch and to YouTube.
Yep, hit the heart
I'll
to
do
follow and the bell for notifications
bell.
when we
Whatever,
go
whatever
live.
button
Yep.
is over here.
And go to Patreon,
Yep.
become patrons.
And write down in the comments what you thought, and maybe you have some questions about our characters or something that you want to know about us.
Yeah, eventually there is going to be a Twitter account linked to this, so you never know. By the time you decide to watch, we might actually become slightly popular, and you will have the possibility to go to YouTube, watch the old episodes, and go on Twitter, see what people were saying, and
Well-
any lore that I believe should be added to it. You can learn about my world, or new races and things like this. I'm all going to add them on my Patreon, so you can always go there to see for change rule. As I mentioned during the game, there was a slight change for the resting rules, so I'm probably going to post it there on my Patreon.
Will the pre-video also, the first video we did, also sometimes be visual for the people watching? Or is it just
I don't
something?
intend on making the pre-stream session public, but who knows, in a few years, if enough people actually like what we're doing.
A Patreon special for you if you get the link.
Exclusive content.
Yeah.
Where it all began.
How awkward
Inclusive
it was
content when
all.
you're
It's
when you're
just
subscribing on Twitch and our Patreon follower, then you will get that content.
yeah. Trust me, it's
Rather
just a lot
highest
more
tier.
of me just yelling about dragons. But,
Yeah.
you know.
It's gonna
Watch
be the
us
best.
all fumble through our first episode. Yep.
The prelogs.
And have a whole lot of resizing issues with the camera reach characters.
Yeah. Alright.
That will be fun.
Well, I'm gonna
Alright.
check out. I'll see you
Alright.
guys.
Yes, I have
Good
to
night,
go
everyone.
to school. Bye
Fucking
bye.
high rolls.